So one thing to remember is that the Tai Chi forms are explorations of shapes in space. They're not necessarily one-to-one applications. The forms themselves are ways for the body to move through space to express a particular quality of energy. That's really what it is. Each form, or each movement, is a development of a vector of force. How that vector of force is expressed tends to be the same shapes, right? How it's actually applied varies on the situation. So you'll have the same shapes, same vectors, but the effect can be completely different depending on where your opponent is in relationship to you. Good example of this is the combination of elbow strike and shoulder strike that we see often throughout the form, right? We often see elbow strike, shoulder strike. The application is usually, there's a punch coming towards you, you deflect, you hold, they fall onto your elbow, and then you follow it up with a shoulder strike. The thing is, it all depends on where I am in relationship to my opponent. If he throws a fist, so if I'm here, left leg back, and he throws a fist on this camera side fist, I'm now on the inside. His other hand is here. So I'm doing this, elbow to his chest, shoulder strike to the chest, right? If he punches with the other hand, and I do this, I'm now on his outside. So I'm here at control, and I elbow. So now I'm hitting the ribs and shoulder strike. And notice his arm is now going this way, crosswise. So I've opened him up and shoulder strike. Again, since he's here, I'm hitting more of the ribs. But depending on the height, if he's shorter and he's hitting, and I deflect, control, elbow, now this elbow is going over his arm towards his face. And then when I do the shoulder strike, I'm not hitting him anymore. Instead of what's happening is his arm is here, I've deflected it, controlled, right? And I'm actually above him, his arm is here. I'm wrapping my shoulder over his arm and his shoulder. So when I do this actually becomes a joint lock, where he's here and then suddenly his shoulder is going here because my shoulder is on putting pressure. So it's a deflection, and this becomes a trap under my armpit. So it's the exact same move, but one is a shoulder strike where I'm hitting with the shoulder, and the other one is a grappling shoulder drop, locking his shoulder. So I'm using a different part of the shoulder, right? Armpit is in contact when you're doing the grappling, top of the shoulder is in contact when I'm hitting, but I'm expressing the exact same vector of force. So I'm still doing this, but one is a hit and one is a grapple. Same exact shape. So that's where the vectors of force are what's important. It's not a specific application for each move. That's how it works.